Ross, first win of the season for Maryhill after a hectic game at Petershill Park. Can you give us your first thoughts on the game?
Delighted. I'm delighted for the players. I'm delighted the maturity that they showed, the professionalism to win. Down to 10 men. I know obviously it was evened up later on in the game, but I think for a team in its infancy to show that level of bravery and maturity to see the game out, and I just thought they were magnificent. I thought they were excellent from start to finish. We lost a goal very early on. Lee's made a couple of magnificent saves, kept us in it probably. But that's what he's here for, and then we go up the park and Stephen Barr makes a couple of magnificent saves, so we get the goal back, and at half time I was pretty calm, and they've came out straight away, scored, and then sending off changes everything. So listen, delighted. And I think the big thing is that the longer you go without a win in a league season, it's really a monkey in your back, and we've managed to shake that monkey off the back 2 games in. So we can be happy with our night's work tonight.
And obviously, like you said, sort of solidity, resilience, down to 10 men for a little while, obviously lost yourself as well. Just a good away performance,
delighted,
sort of kickstart the season.
This is probably maybe not so much a derby game, I don't know what it would be termed as, but Petershill's a tough place to come. Normally when you come up here it's blowing a hoolie, and the night the conditions were great, there was no rain, the sun even came out for a wee while. I actually thought both teams played really well. I thought it was a really good game. I thought that both teams tried to get the ball down and pass a wee bit, and it was a really good game. Delighted to come away from home, get 3 points. We had a sore one on Saturday, we've dusted ourselves off and we've came to a tough venue and get 3 points.
And how big an impact does having Mina back for this game, how does he make the difference, and then how will you miss him in the next month?
I actually think, and it's no harm to the boys that played on Saturday, because we played a certain shape, and I'll take the blame for Saturday. Saturday's on me. I gave the boys a mountain to climb. Asked players to play in positions that maybe they weren't familiar with, and I've gave them a mountain to climb. And tonight, we could go with wee Muzza in the left and Mina through the middle with Izzy in the right, and I mean you can see the quality of the guys. And I said on Saturday, and it could be passed off as a manager's always going to say that, but we actually have some real good quality up here, and this is I've been very consistent with it. We're here to give players a platform and to go and play and put themselves in the shop window, and that's what we're here to do. We're not here to suppress boys, we're here to go and shine, go and get a move. And I think Rowan is a player that's come in. I spoke to him previously when I was at another club. It might have been Maryhill actually, when he was at Kilsyth Rangers, and I've always thought he had something, and since pre-season he's been one of the ones that's been absolutely magnificent to work with. His application second to none. I had a chat with him early on in pre-season about what I felt he had to add to his game, and he's listened, and I'm not going to take credit for that, but it's a two-way street. Rowan's really got to buy into it, and I think we're going to see a very different Rowan Mina this season.
And finally, is it just a message of let's kick on, take the momentum into the game on Saturday?
Every game's tough, Lanark had a good result at the weekend, I think, and I don't know if they're playing tonight. I tend not to look outside what Maryhill are doing. I think you can lose your vision if you start to look elsewhere. Lanark, a tough season last year, but listen, they've got a season under their belt, and their manager's message will be similar to ours, I would dare I say it, and it'll be a very tough game. Both teams are here. They might have 6 points, they might have 4 points, but all I'm worried about is Maryhill having 3 and going to go and try and get 3 points this Saturday.
Cheers, Ross. Thanks for your time.
Cheers.